When it comes to personal connections, many men find themselves caught between their emotions and the pressures imposed by societal norms. They frequently put women on a pedestal, striving for validation and attention, which ultimately causes them to lose sight of their own value. But what if I told you there's a way to escape this pattern? A method exists to regain control, rebuild confidence, and restore harmony in your relationships. The solution involves reversing the psychological tendencies that shape most of our interactions. By delving into human nature, both its biological and psychological aspects, we can implement changes that foster healthier dynamics, not just in romantic connections, but across all areas of life. Believe me, these methods are effective because they draw upon profound principles rooted in our evolutionary history. Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "The happiness of self is the beginning of wisdom, but across all areas of life." Believe me, these methods are effective because they draw upon the quality of your thoughts. Applying this insight allows us to act with intention rather than merely reacting. It's about cultivating emotional resilience and achieving mastery over ourselves. In this discussion, we'll explore how Stoicism and reverse psychology can help reinforce your self-esteem and enhance your value as a man. First, avoid putting her on a pedestal. One of the most widespread errors men make in relationships is elevating women to an exaggerated status. This behavior involves assigning the woman an idealized position, treating her as flawless and infallible, while simultaneously diminishing their own worth. Placing someone on a pedestal often becomes a form of idolization, where a man's subconscious begins to see her as superior, deserving of endless admiration and affirmation. In doing so, he sacrifices his own integrity and self-respect, all for the sake of maintaining this idealized image. Although this might seem romantic or selfless, it actually creates an unhealthy imbalance in the relationship. Elevating someone in this way unattractive between you, leading to a power disparity that isn't just unattractive, but can also harm the relationship over time. Why? Because successful relationships are built on mutual respect and equality. When one person is exalted, it signals that they are superior, which lowers your perceived value in their eyes. This tendency stems from deeper psychological and biological influences. Biologically, humans are drawn to traits like strength, confidence, and stability, which are associated with survival and success. Elevating someone to a superior status can project insecurity or weakness, diminishing attraction. Behaviors such as submission and constant validation are not inherently appealing from an evolutionary standpoint, as they can convey dependence and lack of strength. Marcus Aurelius understood this well when he said, "Never esteem anything as advantageous that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." Treating someone as inherently superior compromises your self-respect. In effect, putting someone on a pedestal devalues your own worth and communicates that you see yourself as less important and detrimental to the other person's perception of you. This dynamic doesn't only apply to romantic relationships, but to all human interactions. Consistently placing yourself beneath others erodes your self-worth and dignity over time. Think about it. Why would a woman be attracted to a man who worships her while simultaneously gravitate toward partners who exhibit strength, confidence, and emotional stability? By idolizing someone, you signal that you lack these qualities and can't stand as their equal. Women, like men, are drawn to individuals who maintain their own sense of self-worth and are not overly reliant on others for validation. Furthermore, the brain constantly evaluates social hierarchies as part of our evolutionary programming. Placing a woman on a pedestal positions you as lower in the social hierarchy, disrupting the natural balance of attraction and respect. When status and emotional connection are balanced, the attraction becomes more genuine and lasting. Treating your partner as superior shifts the dynamics, creating an imbalance that often leads to frustration or disconnection. Women are naturally attracted to men who project emotional resilience and self-confidence. These traits help build respect and sustain attraction in a relationship. Stoicism emphasizes maintaining balance in all aspects of life, including relationships. It's not about devaluing others to feel superior, but about acknowledging and appreciating your own worth. By refraining from putting a woman on a pedestal, you protect both your dignity and the equilibrium that sustains attraction. Staying grounded allows you to maintain emotional control and mutual respect in your relationships. Recognizing your value fosters a healthy dynamic, one where both partners are equally invested. This approach creates a more stable and rewarding relationship. Remember, relationships flourish when both individuals are treated as equals, each contributing their unique strengths. Elevating one person above the other disrupts this balance. So stay grounded, respect yourself, and you'll be surprised at the positive transformation in your relationships when you no longer place her on a pedestal. I understand your frustration and deeply apologize for not meeting your expectations. Let me rework the task, ensuring absolutely no information is omitted and every detail is retained. I'll carefully paraphrase the text now without shortening or excluding any content. Please allow me a moment to fix this. Master the silent treatment. The silent treatment, when applied correctly, stands as one of the most impactful psychological tools within relationships. However, it's essential to grasp that this technique is not intended as a means to play emotional games or manipulate your partner. Its purpose isn't to use silence as a form of punishment or weapon against someone else. Instead, it involves purposefully creating a pause, a moment of emotional separation that offers both individuals the chance to think about the situation, consider their emotions, and evaluate the dynamics of the relationship. This deliberate space is vital for gaining clarity, maintaining emotional stability, and ensuring peace of mind. When executed with integrity, the silent treatment can achieve powerful reaction. Humans are inherently social beings who thrive on communication and connection. When communication is replaced with silence, especially from someone significant in our lives, it can create a sense of discomfort, unease, and even anxiety. This uneasiness is rooted in a primal fear of being ignored or abandoned, a fear that dates back to our evolutionary history. The silent treatment activates key emotional areas of the brain, particularly the amygdala, which is responsible for processing emotions such as fear and survival instincts. When the brain perceives the absence of communication, the amygdala often interprets this as a threat, resulting in heightened alarm responses. In relationships, when one partner withdraws emotionally, it compels the other to stop and reflect on their own actions. This disruption in regular communication creates an opportunity for introspection, encouraging the individual to reevaluate their behavior, their role within the relationship, and the depth of their emotional investment. It forces them to consider the consequences of their actions and question the significance of their silence. Marcus Aurelius, renowned Stoic philosopher, understood the profound impact of silence and relied on it as a tool for maintaining emotional composure. The philosophy of Stoicism, which emphasizes the importance of emotional regulation and clear thinking, treats silence not as an act of hostility, but as a strategy for building inner strength. Stoics often practiced silence to gain perspective, remove themselves from emotional chaos, and uphold peace of mind. They recognized that reacting impulsively in anger, frustration, or confusion often led to poor choices and unnecessary conflict. Instead, they advocated for stepping back to allow time for reflection and clarity. In the context of relationships, silence can serve as a powerful tool to reset the dynamic. By choosing not to engage and withdrawing emotionally, you can prevent situations from escalating into heated arguments or emotionally charged confrontations. The key, however, is to use silence purposefully, not as a means of manipulation or to create unnecessary emotional distance. Instead, it should be applied intentionally to provide both you and your partner with the opportunity to reflect on the issue at hand. This temporary pause allows emotions to cool and helps to prevent impulsive reactions that could lead to lasting harm in the relationship. One of the most significant benefits of mastering the silent treatment is its ability to prompt the other person to confront their own behavior. When you stop pursuing, reacting, or engaging emotionally, you create an environment where the other person must face their thoughts. Silence produces an emotional gap that the other person feels compelled to fill. This absence of communication often leaves them questioning the reasons behind their withdrawal, triggering curiosity and concern. In most cases, this encourages them to initiate contact and engage in a deeper reflection on their relationship and their actions. Questions like, "What did I do wrong?" or "Why is he withdrawing from me?" naturally arise, pushing them to analyze their behavior. When applied in moderation, the silent treatment can lead to meaningful discussions and resolutions. It gives the other person the space to recognize their mistakes without feeling confronted or attacked, while simultaneously allowing you to maintain control over your emotions, enabling a measured and thoughtful response. However, it's vital to acknowledge that while silence is a powerful tool, overusing it can have adverse effects. Relying on the silent treatment too frequently can result in emotional detachment and resentment. Consistently withdrawing emotionally from your partner might create feelings of abandonment, which can harm the trust and intimacy in the relationship. The purpose of this strategy is not to permanently shut your partner out, but to offer a temporary break that allows both parties to gain perspective and address the issue with clearer minds. Emotional strength is the foundation of being a high-value individual, and this strength doesn't stem from external validation or the need to justify yourself continuously. Instead, it is built on the ability to remain calm and composed in the face of challenges. When used thoughtfully, the silent treatment strengthens emotional resilience. It gives you the space to process your feelings, regain control over your emotional reactions, and return to the relationship with a clearer and more intentional approach. To effectively use the silent treatment, it's crucial to understand its purpose. It's not about creating emotional distance or making your partner feel rejected. Rather, it's about providing both of you with the time and space needed to process your emotions and approach the situation with a balanced perspective. When you use silence intentionally and thoughtfully, you'll find it can strengthen your relationships, foster better communication, and enhance mutual respect and emotional stability between you and your partner. Do not beg for attention. One of the most harmful habits in any relationship is pleading for attention, particularly when men try to secure or maintain their partner's affection. This behavior often stems from insecurity and emotional vulnerability, traits that can quickly diminish both attraction and respect. Although it may feel like a natural reaction in moments of doubt or fear, begging for attention undermines your value in your partner's eyes. Women, just like men, are naturally drawn to traits such as confidence, emotional stability, and strength. Behaviors that convey desperation and neediness, however, send the opposite message. Mutual respect is a cornerstone of any healthy relationship. If you repeatedly seek attention through excessive messages, calls, or efforts to please your partner, you unintentionally lower your self-worth. This behavior places your emotional well-being in your partner's hands, shifting your focus away from your own needs and self-respect. This imbalance in the relationship dynamic can be profoundly disempowering. From a biological perspective, women are inherently drawn to partners who demonstrate emotional stability and strength. Constantly seeking validation or attention disrupts this balance, making you appear overly reliant on external approval. This dependency is often subconsciously interpreted as a sign of weakness, which tends to be unattractive to men who are hopelessly attractive to women. It's not just about begging, the emotional energy behind it. The issue with begging doesn't lie solely in the act itself. It's the emotional energy driving it, the desperation to fill an inner void. something that another person can never truly satisfy, is what creates a major problem. This behavior can initiate a harmful cycle in the relationship. When you beg for attention, you position yourself as someone incapable of emotional fulfillment on your own. Over time, this creates emotional dependency, which fosters tension, insecurity, and dissatisfaction in both partners. The more you seek attention in this way, the less you respect yourself, and the less respect and attraction you receive from your partner in return. On a subconscious level, women are naturally more drawn to men who maintain emotional independence. This doesn't mean being cold, distant, or unfeeling. It simply means understanding that your sense of self-worth should not depend on anyone else's actions, including those of your partner. It's about developing emotional strength, self-reliance, and a profound sense of self-respect. When you truly value yourself and feel secure in your identity, the constant need for validation from others disappears. This transformation not only enhances your emotional health, but also makes you more appealing to others. This is why avoiding the behavior of begging for attention is crucial. Instead of chasing your partner or continuously seeking her approval, focus on your personal development and ambitions. By building a purposeful life, nurturing interests outside the relationship, and continuously striving for self-improvement, you naturally become more attractive. This shift isn't about impressing your partner or proving your worth to her. It's about living authentically and without relying on external validation. When you live with confidence and purpose, you exude a natural magnetism. Furthermore, ceasing the habit of begging for attention also disrupts the patterns of neediness. This doesn't mean ignoring your partner or acting indifferent toward her. Rather, it's about learning to express your needs and desires without falling into the trap of desperation. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and balance. When you can engage with your partner without losing your sense of self, you protect both your identity and the integrity of the relationship. This emotional independence helps your partner see you as someone secure, confident, and deserving of respect. Like me, which of you, for instance, can recite as well? If you are secure in your own attention and affection, not because you've demonstrated your emotional resilience and finding inner peace. When you are secure in your own attention and affection, not because you wake up and stay in the window, nobody can drag you off to bed when you're hollering to empty your stomach. When you are secure in your own attention and affection, not because you demonstrated your self-worth and the ability to stand firm in it. It's equally important to recognize that strong relationships are built on respect, not manipulation. If you attempt to gain attention through manipulative tactics, such as guilt tripping, giving the silent treatment, or playing mind games, you risk damaging the foundation of your relationship. While such behavior may produce brief moments of attention, it ultimately undermines trust and weakens emotional bonds. Women, being highly perceptive, can often sense insincerity or manipulation. The best way to earn their respect and attention is by being genuine, authentic, and emotionally secure. One of the most impactful steps you can take in your relationship is to stop begging for attention and focus instead on strengthening your emotional core. By doing so, you'll not only notice that the attention you desire comes naturally, but you'll also experience greater confidence, fulfillment, and inner peace. As you let go of the need for constant validation from your partner, you create an environment in which both individuals can flourish independently and together, resulting in a stronger, more balanced relationship. Maintaining emotional strength. Emotional strength is one of the most essential qualities of a high-value individual and a successful relationship. It's the capacity to remain composed, regulate your emotions, and avoid letting external events dictate your internal state. Many men mistakenly believe that being open about their emotions in a relationship means sharing every thought or feeling as they arise. This often leads to oversharing or emotional outbursts. However, true emotional strength lies in the ability to manage emotions, respond thoughtfully, and maintain stability regardless of external circumstances. At its core, emotional strength is about resilience, the ability to face challenges in life without losing your sense of identity. This trait becomes especially important in relationships, as it enables you to navigate tough situations, conflicts, and moments of vulnerability without feeling overwhelmed. If you consistently react to emotional triggers such as jealousy, frustration, or insecurity, you put both yourself and the relationship in a position without resilient emotional conflict and moments of vulnerability, without feeling overwhelmed or afraid or overstimulated. Emotional stability is an attractive quality because it signals that you are in control of your feelings and capable of handling challenges without falling apart. It demonstrates that you are not easily thrown off balance by minor setbacks or fleeting frustrations, making you a dependable and steady partner. Just as men desire emotional stability in a partner, women also seek this quality. They value someone they can rely on during times of stress or uncertainty. When you allow your emotions to take over, it can signal to your partner that you lack the strength to endure difficulties. Potentially maintaining emotional composure projects security and strength, key components of building trust and attraction. Being emotionally strong does not mean suppressing your feelings or pretending everything is fine when it isn't. Instead, it involves acknowledging your emotions while making a deliberate choice not to let them dictate your actions or decisions. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of mastering your emotions to preserve peace of mind and act with reason rather than being ruled by impulses. Emotional strength involves choosing how to respond to circumstances rather than letting those circumstances determine your behavior. The ability to regulate emotions results in improved decision-making, clearer communication, and more effective conflict resolution. For instance, in a disagreement or challenging conversation with your partner, emotional strength allows you to stay calm and composed. This composure makes it easier to listen to her perspective and express your own in a respectful way. Maintain emotional strength. Rather than escalating situations out of frustration or anger, emotional strength allows you to keep a clear mind, carefully choose your words, and address issues with a focus on finding solutions rather than assigning blame. Emotional strength's opposite is emotional reactivity. When you react impulsively to every feeling or event, you miss the chance to respond thoughtfully. This often results in heated arguments, miscommunication, and emotional exhaustion. Relationships flourish when both partners remain calm and composed even during challenging times. To become a dependable and emotionally strong partner, you need to work on regulating your emotions. From a biological perspective, heightened emotions trigger the release of stress hormones like cortisol. These hormones can cloud judgment and make it harder to think clearly. Conversely, practicing emotional strength and maintaining calmness prompts the body to produce feel-good chemicals such as serotonin and oxytocin. These hormones not only boost your mood, but also enhance positive interactions and deepen your connection with your partner. Emotional strength is also closely connected to self-awareness. By understanding your emotional triggers, you become better equipped to handle your responses. Self-awareness helps you recognize when you're feeling stressed or anxious, enabling you to take a moment to pause, breathe, and approach the situation with a clearer perspective. This self-regulation reduces the likelihood of rash decisions or behaviors that could compromise your self-respect or the respect of those around you. Your composure has a ripple effect on those around you. When your partner sees you remain calm under pressure, it encourages her to do the same. This dynamic fosters a balanced relationship where both individuals feel free to express themselves without fear of emotional outbursts or conflict. Such an approach not only strengthens trust, but also builds mutual respect and admiration. The Stoics emphasize that mastering emotions is essential for a virtuous and fulfilling life, and this principle holds true in relationships. By practicing emotional strength, you'll realize you can handle nearly any challenge, whether it's a difficult conversation, a stressful event, or a minor disagreement. Emotional strength enables you to rise above such challenges with grace and stability. Emotional strength also ties directly into independence. When you cultivate emotional strength, you become less reliant on others for validation or emotional support. You provide your own peace and security, which is incredibly attractive. It shows you're not dependent on external factors to feel good about yourself. This independence allows you to approach relationships as a complete individual rather than someone trying to fill a void or seeking constant reassurance. Being secure in yourself also makes you emotionally available to your partner in a balanced and healthy way. In relationships, emotional strength forms the foundation for trust, intimacy, and respect. It ensures you can communicate effectively, resolve conflicts maturely, and support your partner through both good times and bad. This stability helps you maintain inner peace despite external challenges, making you a reliable and grounded partner. As Seneca, one of the great Stoics, observed, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Much of our emotional turmoil stems from exaggerated fears or overblown reactions. By mastering emotional strength, you prevent yourself from falling into unnecessary anxiety, doubt, or frustration, instead, approaching situations with calmness, clarity, and rational thinking. Ultimately, emotional strength is about being in control of yourself, not trying to control others or the situation. It involves facing life's challenges with resilience, confidence, and grace. The more you nurture this quality, the greater its positive impact on both your relationships and personal life. Elevate your self-esteem. Self-esteem is one of the most powerful forces shaping every part of your life, from how you perceive yourself to how others view you, especially in relationships. If you don't value yourself, how can you expect others to value you? High-value individuals deeply understand this truth. They recognize that self-worth isn't determined by external validation or others' approval, but by their internal sense of who they are. Your self-esteem influences your identity, decisions, and interactions with the world. At its core, self-esteem is rooted in the belief that you are worthy, not because of what you do or how others treat you, but simply because of your inherent value as a person. This belief can profoundly transform your life when you recognize your worth. You carry yourself with confidence, make decisions that reflect your value, and attract people who respect and appreciate you. On the other hand, lacking self-esteem sends a message to others that you don't value yourself, which can erode the respect and admiration you might otherwise receive. Self-esteem operates as a self-fulfilling prophecy. How you perceive yourself influences your behavior, which in turn affects how others treat you. If you see yourself as valuable, you act accordingly, setting boundaries, making assertive decisions, and holding yourself to high standards. Conversely, if you view yourself as unworthy or inadequate, you may tolerate poor treatment, shy away from challenges, or miss opportunities to improve your life. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, understood the profound impact of self-esteem. He said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts," emphasizing that our self-perception shapes our reality. If you believe you have little value or cannot achieve greatness, that belief manifests in your actions and how others respond to you. However, if you recognize your worth, you start acting in ways that align with that belief, pursuing meaningful goals, investing in self-improvement, and holding yourself to a higher standard. True self-esteem isn't about arrogance or narcissism. It's about self-respect and acknowledging your intrinsic value. When you have high self-esteem, you understand that you deserve love, respect, and success, not because of achievements or others' opinions, but because of your inherent worth. This confidence doesn't rely on external praise or recognition. Instead, it comes from a quiet, deep belief in who you are as a person. Such self-esteem is the cornerstone of both personal and professional success. The more you hunt, scratch, maw, claw, wither away at a person, beast, or creature. Self-respect shapes your decisions. When you respect yourself, the choices you make align with your values and goals rather than being driven by insecurity or the need for approval from others. For example, in relationships, individuals with high self-esteem refuse to accept disrespect or mistreatment. They have the strength to leave situations that no longer serve them, recognizing that their worth is not defined by someone else's actions. They establish healthy boundaries, understanding they deserve care and respect. Research has shown that people with high self-esteem experience more positive emotions, reach their goals more effectively, and build healthier relationships. High self-esteem correlates with increased levels of serotonin and other neurotransmitters that enhance mood, resilience, and overall well-being. Elevating your self-esteem not only lifts your spirits, but also shifts how you view life. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start viewing yourself as someone capable of overcoming obstacles and achieving greatness. Practices to elevate self-esteem. Improving self-esteem requires certain deliberate practices. The first is developing awareness of your inner dialogue. Consider what you say to yourself when you look in the mirror, face challenges, or experience setbacks. Do you uplift yourself with supportive affirmations, or do you criticize yourself harshly? Your thoughts profoundly affect your self-esteem, so learning to replace negative self-talk with empowering messages is essential. Regularly affirm statements like, I am deserving of success, capable of reaching my goals, and worthy of love and respect. Over time, these affirmations reshape your self-perception, gradually increasing your self-esteem. Another vital practice is taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Prioritizing your health and well-being sends a message to yourself and others that you value who you are. Engage in activities that nourish both body and mind, whether through exercise, healthy eating, mindfulness practices, or hobbies that bring joy. Self-care is not an indulgence. It is a necessary foundation for maintaining a strong sense of self-worth. Additionally, surrounding yourself with positive, supportive people plays a crucial role in building self-esteem. The people you associate with influence your emotions, thoughts, and actions. Spending time with negative or toxic individuals who undermine your worth can damage your self-esteem. Conversely, being around people who uplift, encourage, and appreciate you naturally enhances your confidence. Seek relationships based on mutual trust, respect, and support. Setting and achieving goals is another important factor in improving self-esteem. When you set objectives for yourself and accomplish them, you reinforce the belief that you are capable and driven. This sense of achievement boosts your self-esteem and validates your abilities and value. Start with small, manageable goals and celebrate each milestone. As you accomplish more, your self-esteem will grow, and you will begin to see yourself as someone capable of achieving significant things. Learning to forgive yourself for past mistakes is equally essential for boosting self-esteem. Many people carry the burden of guilt, regrets, or failures, which can severely damage their self-worth. Recognizing that mistakes are part of being human is key. What matters most is how you learn from them and use those lessons to grow. Practice self-compassion, let go of guilt and self-blame, and move forward with renewed determination and purpose. As you release these negative emotions, your self-esteem will naturally rise. Finally, understanding that self-esteem is a lifelong process is critical. It is not something achieved overnight, but rather cultivated daily through thoughts, actions, and relationships. It is a journey of continuous growth and self-love. As you work on elevating your self-esteem, you will attract greater respect, admiration, and affection from others. People are naturally drawn to those who exude honesty, courage, and affection. As you work on elevating your self-esteem, you will attract greater quality, competence, and self-love. When you genuinely value yourself, others will reflect that respect and appreciation back to you.